comes a time in every vehicle's life when they need some maintenance. Today, you're gonna change the oil in my truck. We have a lot to do today, so we better get started. It's already time for a coffee break. Let's take a moment and really appreciate vehicle maintenance. It's time for a segment I like to call Truck Talk. You're gonna change the oil in this baby right here. We're gonna go step by step on how to change the oil in your own vehicle. We're gonna need an oil pan, probably a funnel, some rags, maybe more than that. We'll see, it's a little windy. A tool with which to remove our drain plug. That's not the best tool, but it'll do in a pinch. We need a new oil filter ready to go, and we need some oil. Wha-bam! But be careful. Maybe you've noticed this particular kind provides more power. Warm up your engine just a little bit. Don't get it scalding hot, but warm it up a little bit and it'll help the oil flow and drain. Pop open that hood. According to Zero Research, one thing that could potentially happen would be you get distracted while you are changing the oil. Pro tip, start out with the hood open and then do something really obvious so you can't mess up, like place a giant oil jug where your hood cannot latch anymore. That way you can't accidentally start up your engine, starving the motor of engine oil and ruining your beautiful vehicle. If you need to raise your vehicle to get underneath it, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to talk about that here. I don't want that liability. Or just buy yourself a vehicle that sits up a little higher. Right here, we're looking at the oil pan. You can tell it's the oil pan because it's the oil pan. And take my wrench. A better option would be the proper size wrench or a socket. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, break that loose. Things to avoid, dropping that plug into the oil. I always like to lift that pan up there a little bit closer. You're gonna get some oil in your hands. You could wear some sort of glove for this, but this sort of thing only causes cancer in California. So we are fine. I see my washer got left on there. Yeah, you're gonna get some oil on you. And that's perfectly fine because you just lick off your fingers. You just lick off your fingers when you're done. I like to lick the bowl too afterward. So that oil has been dripping for a little bit there. I went and let the cats lick the rest of the oil off my hands and my face. Your procedures might vary slightly. Actually, don't eat motor oil. It's bad for you. It makes your tummy hurt. Trust me. Okay, so we're letting that drip. I'm gonna make sure that I don't lose that washer. I'm pretty sure that's a washer that comes off. I got to change my oil filter. That's going to be this doohickey hanging down right here. That's going to screw off of there, and we're going to put on a bright, shiny new one. We're going to make sure that we don't forget to put that plug back in there after we clean everything up. I'm going to try to get you out of the way a little bit. Try not to get oil on you.
Of course they make wrenches and straps and stuff for this, but man, I am stubborn. I can feel it going just a little bit. Pop that in there. Go ahead and let it continue to drain out. I'm gonna skip licking my fingers on this one.
Not too tight. Snug. Not too tight. We got this gasket right here that has to go up and made against this nice metal surface there. I want to make sure I put a little bit of lubrication on that rubber gasket or O-ring, just to help it seal a little bit better. I wiped the mating surface of that metal part, the shinier metal, I guess. I wiped that clean of any real debris. It's always going to drip a little bit of oil, so I'm going to go ahead and spin this new one on. And you keep monkeying with it until it starts going nice and easily. You don't want to ever force one of those on there, because then you got problems. Oh my goodness, good catch. We got to replace the engine oil. Did we put that plug in? We'll know soon enough if there's a puddle of oil on the ground. But I know we did. We put that plug in, we put that new oil filter. Now we're ready to fill from the top side. Now I know from doing the tiniest amount of research that this truck likes 5W20. You can look in your owner's manual, you can look on the interwebs, or you can ask the friendly person at Car Parts Place. From my research, I know that this truck takes either 7 or 7.5 quarts with an oil change. Depends on where you look. So I'm going to start out with 7. I'm going to use a funnel because though I like to live dangerously, I'm not a complete idiot. Oh, gotta be careful. Oh, be careful. I'm gonna stop there. We'll run it for a day or two. And we'll check that oil level again. If we are half a quart low from full, that's not gonna affect anything. It'll be all right. So I put in 5 plus 2 quarts. I don't know if it makes a difference which math system you are using. I think that's always going to equal 7. So I got 7 quarts of brand new oil. I got a new oil filter. You made sure that you tightened up that drain plug, so that was awesome. Now we just have to clean up. We're going to deposit our used motor oil in a environmentally responsible receptacle. I like to use the old oil jugs. And then you can often take them to any auto parts store, sometimes a small town shop of some sort. They'll burn the used motor oil for heat. You can take it there and they'll be happy to recycle it for you, and you just saved yourself some money.